Hey guys, Mac here, and welcome to Democracy 3. This is a political simulator, a lot of different options in this game, and I thought today I'd do a little bit of a Donald Trump roleplay. I'm going to sort of put Donald Trump's policies into place, playing as the United States, of course, and see how the country goes, see if we can actually last 4 years and possibly 8 years if we get re-elected again in 2020. But it's going to be an interesting experience, to be honest, because I did this last night, recorded it last night, and it kind of went tits up because I forgot that the election was actually happening. So I thought I'd re-record it again, and I also kind of messed up on a few of his policies after sort of editing the video. So I thought I'd do it again, and as you can see, there's a few stats in here that you can see. Big Mac Index, £4, or not £4, $4.20. I believe that's for like the average burger or something, but of course we're going to play as the United States. I'm going to be consulting the Wikipedia article that talks about all his views and stuff if I don't know one of his policies. Obviously if it's a policy like the military, which I know that he's going to expand, that's pretty easy, but if it's something I'm unsure about, I'll probably consult that article just so that I don't really put any bias into it. And this is no way representative of my own political views. This is just a fun experience just to see what will happen if, well actually, during Donald Trump's presidency, since he's now president of the United States. So we're going to go Republicans, of course, against the Democrats. Democrats, there they are. I think everything's already set. Hurricanes, earthquakes, 4 years, that's the usual. I'm going to put the political apathy or apathy down to about 40%, 35, 40%, I think. 58% seems a little bit high for the United States, but I think everything else is fine. I'm just going to leave it normal difficulty. I'm not that great at this game, I'll say that now, so I'll just leave that as the normal setting. So let's enter the government and see what is going on. Congratulations on your election victory. Welcome to your new job as president. 316 million citizens are now in your hands. Okay. That is a lot of people. So you can see all the sort of, well, how the USA is currently doing. The GDP is doing pretty poorly, sort of below half. Unemployment's pretty bad. Health is not too good. Crime is quite high. Education is pretty good, and poverty is alright, I guess. Yeah, it's not going too well. So we're going to try and fix these problems by enacting Donald Trump's policies. You can see here there's a lot of options to play with. You can also enact new policies up here like import tariffs. I think we'll be actually enabling that at some point. A lot of things to do with the economy, taxes, public services. It's actually, it looks simple to some people, but this game is very in-depth. Basically, it's done in terms of sliders. You can click on here, you can put things up and down, and that affects basically sort of every other thing. Everything has a knock-on effect for everything else, so it can get very, very complex at some point. You also have threats here. You can get assassinated actually, which is interesting, and these are all like the protest groups and then the actual like terrorist groups down here. I think the last time I played this, the Black Power group actually almost assassinated me, so yeah, it's a very, very complex game. It's quite difficult as well. I've left this as normal difficulty, but it is a very difficult game to actually do well in, but we're going to just jump into it and see how we can do. So I think we'll start in sort of the foreign policy bit here. You can see there's border controls, the army. I think Donald Trump said he wanted to, well, we can't expand that any further, to be honest, because it's already at the highest. He did say he wanted to expand the military to what it previously was. I think citizenship, yeah, citizenship tests, I think he'd be for that. Not fully for it, but just increasing them a lot, because he is quite hard on sort of people, immigrants coming into the country. Foreign aid, I think that depends on what foreign aid actually means. If it's foreign aid to help out poor people in other countries, I think he'd probably cut it. I don't think that is in terms of a lie. I think he'd probably cut that, not entirely, but I'm not sure why it still says none, even if you put it right like there. Okay, I think we're going to cut it by about half. It'll save us a little bit of money, about $8 billion in total. If that was for sort of alliances like giving money to Israel, I'd sort of leave it where it was, but since it's helping out poor people in other countries, then I think I'll just leave it just there. We've done citizenship tests. What else can we... Border controls. I think he'd be up for increasing that. I can't do it this turn. I can't increase the board controls this turn because I ran out political capital. This is basically the points you can spend to enact policies and change things, but we're going to go next turn and see what has happened. There's debt protection law, a few other things. 37% of the people intend to vote for me, which is surprising considering I only just got to office. We need to look at this timer as well. It's 15 turns until the next election. Last time I played this, I forgot about the election entirely, and it was one turn before the election, and we narrowly lost, but I think we actually would have won if we did a few more speeches and things like that. So we were going to increase the border controls. Let's put this up to, I think, armed guards. They say what to build a wall, so 50% popularity with voters. Patriots love it, liberals hate it, immigration goes down a lot. Ethnic minorities really don't like it, and tourism also goes down. Of course, if tourism goes down, then your economy also suffers. So, yeah, it's a very complex game. But we'll try and do our best here, playing as Donald Trump. I think that's everything in foreign policy for now. Still got 11 political capital to use. I'm gonna look through these policy ideas and just see what we can actually put into place as Donald Trump. See, I think a lot of these he would actually be for. Community policing. I think he would be for, where was it? Foreign investor tax breaks. Oh. I don't know whether he'd be for that. For investment? I guess so, if it helps business. Yeah, I think he would be for that. What can we actually implement here? I think welfare fraud department. That sounds something like Donald Trump would do. Let's put that up to undercover investigations. Conservatives really like it. Middle income really likes it. Compassionate people don't like it. Okay, we're gonna enact that, and we do have 7 left. Let's just see what else we can really put in place. Enterprise investment scheme. That is definitely something Trump would go for. Gives tax breaks to wealthy individuals such as Donald Trump who invest their money in small startup companies. Yeah, he would definitely be for that. It does cost quite a bit of money, but helps the economy out a bit and helps higher earners, and socialists don't like it, but socialists are just generally miserable people. So we've also got a situation here. Debt protection law. This is whether debt protection companies can really screw over people as much as they want to, and I'd say Donald Trump would be for that. Go next turn and see what's happened to the economy. Good news, the global economy is doing well. Okay, that's good. GDP should go up. GDP is doing a little bit better than I think I actually started off with. I can't really tell. Point. Oh, this is the charts, by the way. Global economy. Oh, global economy is actually going down. Okay. Expenditure's gone up quite a bit. Debt has gone up as usual. GDP is going down. Interest rate is also going up. Not going too well at the moment. Let's just look at the groups that actually like us just now. Self-employed quite like us. Patriots, state employees, and the retired really like us. And I think the conservatives are, yeah, they sort of like us. I think that should be higher if we're sort of playing as Trump. I think the real groups that Trump sort of plays for are capitalists, of course, the retired, patriots, the religious, conservatives, people like that on the Republican side of the spectrum. So we've got 25 political capital to use. I'm just going to go through in this in a sort of clockwise way. We've got 14 turns to the next election. This is all to do with welfare. I don't think I can actually change these blue things. These are just sort of how things are actually doing in each sector. So I can only change these white bits. I put that in place, welfare fraud. The thing is with these actually take time to implement. So you can see the bar is currently at 3.15%. The Conservatives really like us. That will go up, and these things will also get affected. But that is actually a really popular policy, welfare fraud department, with a lot of people, so that should help us. Food stamps. This is where we issue voucher stamps. Ooh, I don't know. I don't really know. Let's put that down a little bit. It will save us a little bit of money. I'm not sure what Donald Trump has actually said on that. I don't think he said anything on sort of food stamps and that sort of thing. Unemployed benefit. Ooh, don't think Trump would be for that somehow. Yeah, he wouldn't be for unemployment benefit. It just costs the country a lot of money. State pensions. I'm just going to check what he actually says on this because I'm not quite sure what he's actually said on pensions before. So I've checked the article and it actually doesn't really say much about what Trump's views on state pensions are, but it does say that Mike Pence, his VP at the moment, is sort of against them. State pensions, he's for sort of privatising a lot of things, so we're probably going to decrease that. You can see how much money that is actually costing us, 200 billion, and our deficit at the moment is $110 billion. We want to cut this as much as possible and hopefully get a surplus going so we can cut the debt that we've got of basically 3.5 trillion, I think, so that is quite bad. But we have to appoint a UN ambassador. We've got the choice between a patriot who will fight for us or someone with an international reputation. I think patriot, that's definitely what Trump would do. He's sort of trying to make the US more protectionist at the moment, so I think he'd definitely be for someone who's sort of a patriot and who would fight for the US. Credit rating downgraded, that is not good. That means our economy is sort of going down a bit. GDP is going down, there are rubbish tip protests, okay, environmentalists are not very happy at all, okay. So I think we've gone through, we were going to cut state pensions, weren't we? This cost a lot of political capital to actually lower. Right. Okay, a lot of people are really not going to like us for this, for cutting pensions. Yeah, but we're going to have to lower that maybe by about half, yeah. We'll lower that by about half. That should give us a lot of money and should cut the deficit quite a lot. We've done everything in there in terms of welfare. We're going to go next turn. And unemployment's gone up, poverty's gone up. Oh god, this is not going well. There's another situation, ban same-sex marriage. This has been talked about a lot. I think Trump was initially against it, but he's actually later said that it's up to whatever states want to do, so he's not really going to enforce it or ban it if he wants to. So I'm going to say that Trump would allow same-sex marriage, and we'll go with that. He's taken a sort of libertarian approach to a lot of policies where he doesn't really want that much government interference with a lot of things. What is that? Homelessness, that's a problem. Oh, that's gone up a lot. So he's got a lot of libertarian and conservative policies. That sort of reflects on what we're sort of trying to put in here. We're going to move on to the economy, probably the most important part of this game. Technology grants, we're going to put those up. He does want to improve the science in the country. 21, let's just see, we've got 12 turns to the next election. Credit rating downgraded again, no, that's not good. Global forecast is doing okay. Our share of the vote's going up to 41%. I sort of need to cut the crime a bit as well. We're going to see the threats. Threats are starting to grow, but it's only really protest groups. These terrorist groups down here aren't really, they're not too big at the moment, which is sort of good. We're going to go space program. He does say he wants to sort of explore the solar system, which is actually pretty cool. Let's put that up to space station. Why not? I believe the space program's actually, it helps our economy quite a bit. It does also, this strong leader thing, that is in terms of like the election down here. You can put manifesto. It does basically help your election stance. Let's just see if we can do anything here. What would Trump do? I think he'd drive a tank. Oh, they really like that. Yeah, I think I can see Trump driving a tank in like a media stunt. So pollution controls. Trump has previously said that sort of global warming and climate change is a bit of a myth made up by the Chinese. I'm not quite sure how serious he really thought about that, but I do believe he's sort of against putting all these controls on the pollution and trying to help the environment, stuff like that. So we're just going to lower that basically to the minimum. Labour laws, pro-employer, yeah, we can leave that as it is. Small business grants, oh, he would definitely be for this. I think we enacted this previously, I'm not quite sure. Got 14 political capital left to use. Import tariffs, I think we'd probably, let's just see, anything that helps business really. Yeah, I think we'll put in import tariffs. It's got 100% popularity with voters. does give us a little bit of income, and it sort of I think it helps our economy a little bit. It cuts unemployment actually, which is good, because it basically keeps the jobs, helps make more jobs in the US. It does cut international trade quite a bit, which will have an effect on our economy, but it does make our economy more competitive, which is good, so we'll put that up to the maximum. Is there anything else I can really change here? The pollution is really... well, pollution's actually gone down, despite me taking away pollution controls. Okay, that's interesting. Stress epidemic, that's not good. Yeah, the GDP, we kind of need to fix that. What's our deficit? Deficit's gone up. Okay, that's not good, considering we're going on to the tax section, and Donald Trump kind of says he wants to lower taxes. I'm going to see what we can really put in here to sort of help the economy. I think tax shelters, it helps the rich. I think Donald Trump would be for that. What does it do? It helps our GDP a bit, which is good. It helps high earners, capitalists, socialists really hate it. Foreign relations doesn't help that either. It does increase our technological advantage though, so we'll increase that. What else can we've got 12 left, we could probably put something else in. Foreign investor tax breaks, I think we'll put this into place. It's not very popular with voters, but you can see how much it helps our economy. Patriots don't really like it, but it does sort of bring money back into the country, which is sort of... oh, it does cost a lot though. Oh, that's... it's gonna increase our deficit, but it will help the GDP, which should, as you can see, uncompetitive economy is now at an end. That's good. That means our economy should be doing a bit better. But you can see the deficit is absolutely skyrocketed. Our income's gone down. Not going too well. It's about halfway till the election. We kind of need to put taxes up, but Trump's policy isn't to put taxes up. The Black Power group is increasing in size. These are achievements. We kind of need to help the economy. If we want to win the election, we need to help the economy. Hybrid Cars Initiative. Donald Trump is against sort of climate change policies and things like that. He does say he wants to sort of roll back a lot of that that Obama actually put in place. Let's just see, corporation tax. He said he wanted to lower this to 15%, basically. So we'll lower that by 1%. It's actually not too different from 16%, to be honest. Capital gains tax. What does this... okay, so if we lower this, it will bring in more investment, but it will also bring us less money, which is not good. Unemployment's gone down, which is good. People smuggling. Okay. I think I already know my stance for this. Large number of people have been caught entering our country hidden inside cargo. Allow them to stay or deport them. Donald Trump would definitely be for deporting them. He's definitely against sort of immigrants coming in illegally, and sort of wants to cut all that. Let's just see, capital gains tax. We were going to lower this, weren't we? So let's lower this to 15%. Let's just try and keep our taxes around 15%. I think he has said that he wants to keep a sort of flat tax across corporations, things like that. Income tax. We could really... oh,